Missing parts for the washroom were steps at the entrance. I built those from 1mm and 0.5mm plastic sheets. On top of the opening there'll be some kind of grill that's used to clean your shoes before entering the washroom. I made it from 0.6mm copper wire I tacked onto a strip of tape. It was about time to finish the roof. Truss and beam were done a while ago, but of course boards and shingles were needed. The roof would have a massive hole in it because of a collateral hit. All boards were of course made from coffee stirrers. Even the wooden shingles were made of those. I used the ends that I usually throw away. I glued all parts together using CA glue. After it had cured completely, I cut off the ends with the saw of my motor tool. I needed 1 centimeter of either side of each stirrer, though I just snipped off with a side cutter. In case there weren't enough stirrers, I tried to do the round shapes myself. It only took 1 minute using a file and a sanding stick. I base coated the area around the hole. I wanted some kind of layout to be sure of where there wouldn't be any shingles. Then I glued the shingles onto the boards, beginning with the lowest row. After the glue had cured, I filed the shingles to about half of their original thickness. In fact, they're still too large and too thick for that scale. I would have done it more precisely, but time's running out. Painting the roof took a lot of steps. I wrote them down here because that's easier to follow. Since I was impatient, as usual, I didn't let the clear coat enough time to dry. I thought it was dry, but it wasn't. I applied the washes too early and the clear coat changed its appearance and turned into a frosty looking white. If I had tried to think of a way to achieve this kind of look, I wouldn't have had a clue how to do it. I'm really happy with that little accident because it gave the shingles a special kind of aged look. The building needed gutters and drain pipes. I made the gutters from one of those tea-light aluminum buckets. In one end I punched a hole to accommodate the straw I used as a drain pipe. Some trimming, filing and sanding was necessary to get an almost seamless connection between the two pieces. This photo shows an early stage of painting the wall section. I picked up single bricks and stones and painted them in different shades of brown and grey colors. For the bricks I also used various reds and even blue. The following dry brushing, wash and more dry brushing blended those different colors together. I wanted the color variations to be visible but as subtle as possible. The joints of the brick segments got a pin wash with pure white oil and mineral spirit before the last dry brushing. The second pic shows the same wall with an almost finished paint job. Some pastel chalks and it's done. I constructed the second part of the wall the same way as I did with the first. Then I bent the fence section to give a bit of open space on top of the low portion of the wall. This is crucial for the whole story of the dio. These are the accessories I'll place on the dio. Some of them aren't finished yet, but there's not too much left to do. The fuel drums and jerry cans come from Tamiya. Cleaning the seams of the drums was the worst bit, but it had to be done. If you don't do it, they look terrible. The wooden stand for the fuel drum with pump and hose was made from, you won't believe it, coffee stirrers. I really should drink a coffee at McDonald's once in a while just to get rid of my guilty conscience. The wooden boxes come from 2 different plus model sets. The wheels are spare parts from CMK's VW Beetle Type 87. The cardboard boxes are copies of plus model sheets I bought several years ago. The sprinkle comes from a ball pen. I fixed it to my hand vise with a nail to make painting it easier. The street sign is made from a piece of Q-tip, some plastic tube, a piece of 0.5mm plastic sheet and strong aluminum foil. I designed the sign on my computer and printed it twice on photo paper. Here are some impressions of test fitting the layout. Not all parts are finished yet, the figures are missing as well as the accessories. The groundwork will be cobblestone with a white sidewalk in front of the factory wall. The Katyusha will be standing on the sidewalk where the wheels of the driver's side.
Но каждый день, прошедший без войны,